Hey everyone, it's Jen with Timeline Tarot. This is your sneak peek for 2026. Each of the zodiac signs will have their own video. I've set the intentions to be for Sun, Moon, Rising, as well as Venus placements. So I do encourage you to view all 4 of them. If you're not sure what your placements are, in the description box is a link where you can obtain your free birth chart. I will be doing more in-depth quarterly readings for members of the Time Travelers program. And if you don't know what that is or you'd like to become a member, you can also find more information about that in the description box. Remember, these are general collective readings, not individualized nor personalized to you. Messages may come through today that don't fully resonate, and if that happens, it's okay. It just means that one message is meant for someone else. So take what fits, how it fits, leave what doesn't, and be sure to check out your other placements. With all of that said, let's begin. Hello, Virgos, Sun, Moon, Rising, as well as Venus placements. This is your sneak peek for 2026. So let's begin by getting the overall energy for the Virgo collective, Sun, Moon, Rising, as well as Venus placements. What is the overall energy for Virgo for 2026? Overall energy for Virgo. I'm going to take a look at that card. It said here and now. See if that comes out again. For Virgo. One more shuffle here. Thank you. Your overall energy. We have exchanging gifts. Card number 27. And at the bottom of the deck, you have message in a bottle. Card number 15. Okay. Let's look at love. What is the overall energy for love and romance for the Virgo collective, Sun, Moon, Rising, as well as Venus placements? Tell me more about this here for Virgo. One more shuffle here. Thank you. Love and romance, we have change. I understand that nothing can grow or evolve without movement. And at the bottom of the deck, we have love. I commit to the practice of seeing the good in all things. And let's look at career and finance, and then we will get into tarot. Tell me more about career and finance here for the Virgo collective for 2026. For Virgo, Sun, Moon, Rising, as well as Venus placements. One more shuffle here. Thank you. We have book, paperwork, contracts, learning as you go, writing, taking a class, and educational law for some of you. There's definitely here more knowledge. At the bottom of the deck, you have seal, business contract, documents, gift of money. And you've got exchanging gifts here. And again, with the writing, clerical, paperwork. Okay. It's like a stamp of approval or something is official here in respect to your career and or finance. All right. Let's clarify this here, please, for Virgo, Sun, Moon, Rising, as well as Venus placements. We're clarifying exchanging gifts, card number 27. Change, I understand that nothing can grow or evolve without movement. And book, paperwork, contracts, learning as you go. Someone's authoring, you're authoring a book this year. All right, that's going to be a specific message for like one person watching. One more shuffle here. Thank you. You have the Wheel of Fortune. You have the Chariot. And you have the Two of Swords. You have the Two of Wands. You have the Knight of Cups. And you have the Four of Wands. At the bottom of the deck, you have Judgment. You have the Fool. And you have the Ten of Swords. And then I'm going to take that as well. The Knight of Pentacles. That leaves the Three of Wands, Five of Swords, King of Cups here at the bottom of the deck. It looks like your luck is changing for the better. I almost feel like the start of the year is slow, and then out of nowhere, it's like, boom. It's like you're, I don't know, like being shot out of a rocket, shot out of a cannon. Let's see if I could get you timing on that. It's like slow, 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 and then boom, we're going. I don't know what's booming here for you, love or money, maybe both. We'll take a look. Tell me about that Wheel of Fortune. Seizing the moment. One more shuffle here. Thank you. Ten of Cups. Seizing the moment. Page of Pentacles. And the Seven of Cups. Bottom of the deck, we have Five of Cups, the Hermit, and the Death card, and followed by the Six of Wands. If you have had any challenges, health, financial, in respect to a relationship, maybe healing from a broken heart, conflict even with family, whether you're reconciling with anyone is yet to be determined. Again, I'll see what tarot has, but there seems to be here a peace in your heart. There's a peace here in your heart in 2026. So let's say you've been at odds with an ex or a family member or something like that. Again, whether or not you keep them in your life or not, there's a feeling here of peace. Like I don't want that to disturb my peace anymore. Tell me about the Two of Wands. So again, I'm not sure yet if you're resolving family conflict or conflict you've had with someone, but the feeling here seems to be, I don't want to fight. Tell me about that Two of Wands. One more shuffle. Thank you. The Two of Wands is clarified by the Page of Wands, the Ace of Wands, and the Ace of Cups. Bottom of the deck, the Moon. I think 2026 has some surprises in store here for you. The Moon, the Queen of Wands, and the Page of Cups here at the bottom of the deck that you do not see coming in both career and finance as well as love and romance. I also see you making peace here. Can I get 3 cards on that peace message? One more shuffle here. Thank you. About the peace message. The Empress, Strength, and the Nine of Wands. At the bottom of the deck, we have Two of Pentacles, Six of Cups, and Four of Pentacles. I feel like this is more geared towards a family member or like a friend. If there were any issues, I do see reconciliation. Love, I'm not sure. Let's wait till we get into love. But if you have had disputes and stuff like that, it looks like a desire here to want to like, let's clean the slate or let's try again is kind of the feeling. Like, let's start again. I'm also getting like an I miss you vibe. So this could be with that exchanging gifts at some point in 2026, reconciliation between you and a friend or you and a friend group, you and a family, or you and several members of your family. I get the feeling here of let bygones be bygones, especially if this is a mother figure for some of you. It looks like you're kind of cleaning the slate with this person. Let's get into love. So I like it. There's an expansion here of creativity. There's an expansion here of desire. There's an expansion here of your heart chakra in 2026. And there's an overwhelming feeling here of, I just don't want to fight or argue. I don't think you want any drama this year. So I suspect most of you watching had pretty significant drama in 2025. It looks like you don't want to repeat. Tell me about this change here. Why is the Chariot here for love and romance? Why is the Chariot here? One more shuffle. Thank you. The Chariot is clarified by the Knight of Wands, the Hanged Man, and the Six of Pentacles. Bottom of the deck, King of Swords, the Hierophant, and the Six of Swords to the Devil. Tell me about that Knight of Cups. Tell me about this Knight of Cups energy. One more shuffle here. Thank you. The Knight of Cups is clarified by the Seven of Wands, the Two of Cups, and the Moon card. Bottom of the deck, Nine of Cups, the Hermit, and the Four of Cups. Okay, I have to put this out there. If you're in a connection currently with someone who is like very in and out, you know, some days they love you a lot and then other days they kind of disappear and you've sort of been in this limbo with them, I don't feel like that changes in 2026. I think you're hoping for it to change. I think some of you maybe are even manifesting. I think this person is part of your wish fulfillment. But if they have been inconsistent, hard to pin down, breadcrumbing you, again, I think you have a lot of love in your heart for this person. I don't see them changing in 2026 for most of you. It looks like they're blocking themselves from entering long-term commitment. This person is a commitment phobe. Why is that? So yeah, if you're currently in a connection and it has been inconsistent, I don't think anything is changing with this person this year. If you're single and you're meeting someone new, I think they're a little bit of a flight risk. I don't think they're looking to settle down. 3 cards. If this is a current connection, why are they like this? Why are they not changing this year? I think you're very much committed to this person. I think you want long-term with them. I'm not sure they feel the same way. One more shuffle here. Thank you. The 8 of Pentacles, Justice, and the 5 of Swords. Bottom of the deck, King of Wands. 7 of Pentacles, 10 of Pentacles. This person is... I almost feel like this person does not want to risk their freedom. And I don't know why that is. If this is your current person, I don't know why. But there's a feeling here of them not wanting to be pinned down. I do think they want a better balanced relationship with you. One that doesn't involve so much conflict. But I just see them like they're going to try to balance the scales. They're going to try to show up a little bit more consistently than they have. But when it actually comes to action, it doesn't look like it. And I don't know why that is. You would know that if you're in a relationship with this person. But I don't see them changing that much in 2026. For those of you where you're single and you're meeting someone new this year, again, I see them trying to do the right thing. But this is a hard to pin down energy. So either way, I think you have love in your heart. But I think you've got a Knight of Wands entering here. If you're single, and I don't think it goes anywhere, I have to be honest with you. We have the Queen of Swords, we have the 6 of Swords, and we have the 10 of Pentacles. Bottom of the deck, 3 of Wands, Page of Swords, and 2 of Pentacles, 7 of Swords, yeah. The feeling I get here is that if you're currently in a connection with someone, and they've been very flaky, very in and out, very good looking, King of Wands to the Knight of Wands would be someone, whether they're masculine or feminine, that you are highly attracted to. There's a lot of sexual desire there. For whatever reason, this person is hard to pin down. I see you consistently throughout the year trying to get clarity from this individual. Like, hey, are we moving forward? Like, are we ever going to get married one day? Or I don't know. I see you continually striving to get answers, to get clarity about long-term commitment from this person. And I see them giving you words. In that Page of Swords, it's like, yeah, we're moving forward. But then the 2 of Pentacles to the 7 of Swords to the 3 of Swords, they don't. So this is someone who's a very good talker, probably looks good, smells good, sounds good, feels good kind of person. But if you're currently in a connection and it's already troubled, I don't see this person changing in 2026, at least not at this time with the energy I'm pulling on them. So I wish I had something better here to say. I don't want to lie to you and give you false hope. For those of you who are currently single, I think you have a bit of a playboy or a playgirl who's entering your life this year. I think they're very persistent in wanting you, but I think this person is a huge commitment phobe. And I see you here continually trying to, it's like you're trying to be the adult. You're showing up in Queen of Swords kind of energy, and they're showing up as a Page of Swords. So regardless of their age or how they look, again, great communicator, not very good when it comes to long-term commitment. And that's okay. If you're a Virgo watching this and you're like, hey, I'm just looking to play the field and meet a couple people, then yeah, you probably have one, if not a couple, Knight of Wands in your energy for this year. I just don't see that relationship going the distance. But as long as you're okay entering that kind of connection, I think it'll be okay. Most of you, I think you're looking for long-term commitment. Right behind the love card, we have worry. So if you're currently in a connection, I think you are worried about whether or not this can go the distance. And I'm not going to tell you whether it can or it can't. I'm just telling you that this year, the majority of you, this person will still be hard to pin down. And if it's a new person, I think they're going to be great to date. I think they're going to spend money on you. I think they're going to buy you gifts and take you out. But I'm not quite sure you're the only one that they're doing that with. I have to be honest with you. I'll draw you some more cards after on this person. I want to get into career and finance, and then we'll get back into love for you. Because that message in the bottle, see, I've got the 10 of Swords here. If you're currently in a relationship with someone who's wishy-washy, I think you're moving on from them. I think your biggest success this year is going to be with money, career advancement, financial opportunities. I don't think love is going to be, if you're looking for a marriage and long-term commitment, I just don't see it. But I'm going to pull cards for you. Let's do career and finance first. Tell me about the Two of Swords. I like that. That is astrologically the moon in Libra. That's a new cycle begins. That is a win-win outcome is forecast in the Moonology deck. Tell me about the Two of Swords here. One more shuffle here. Thank you. The Two of Swords is clarified by the Tower, the Star, and the Hermit. Bottom of the deck, High Priestess, Page of Wands, Knight of Wands, Ten of Wands. It's a very good tower. One you do not see coming. Okay, if you are a Virgo and you are a business owner, entrepreneur, you kind of work for yourself, your business is going to boom. There's some new contract headed your way this year. You might have to hire someone to help you with the business expanding. Tell me about that Four of Wands, especially if you work from home. This could be very quick expansion of your company, your business. One more shuffle here. Thank you. The Four of Wands clarified by the Six of Cups, the Eight of Swords, and the Three of Pentacles. Bottom of the deck, Page of Swords. If you already own a business, I think you're going to have to hire someone this year. Even if you have a staff of 10 people now, let's say. I still think what you don't see coming is you're going to have to hire someone. If you're starting a business this year, I think it's going to boom a lot quicker than you realize. And I think you're going to have to hire someone. This is going to become very burdensome for you very quickly. So I do see you here needing collaboration. It's like you're going to feel stuck, like there's not enough hours in a day to get everything done. And I think you'll get so busy. We don't have pentacles here. So if this is you're starting up a business, do I think it's, you know, booming the moment you put it out to the public? I do. It's going to take a little bit to make the money. But I think you're going to be so busy, you're going to have to hire someone so you could focus more on whatever content or product or services here that you develop. You might need to hire someone to actually do clerical work, accounting work, you know, take care of the advertising, take care of the marketing in that Page of Swords, Knight of Swords. Yeah, so you can become more financially abundant in that Nine of Pentacles. Because with that Five of Cups to the Six of Cups, I feel like your connections to, you know, the long-term soul contracts that you have in your life, the family, your partner, your friends, the people you really value, I think those connections are going to take a significant hit. Like you're not going to be able to, you won't have a lot of time to spend with them because you'll be investing so much in the new business venture. So yeah, if you're a Virgo and you're looking to start a business or restart up a business you put on the back burner, I think it booms this year for you, but I do think you're going to need help quite quickly once you start it. You're going to feel very trapped. And at that point, all of this love and hope and everything that you had for it is going to turn into dread because you're going to be like, oh my God, I'm working 10, 12-hour days and I have no life. And for a Virgo to be in the Eight of Swords, that's not a good place for you to be because you're going to get stuck on all of this. So I think for a lot of you, you might need some assistance with accounting. You might need assistance with accounting, bookkeeping, maybe scheduling appointments. I don't know exactly what it is that you do, but I could definitely see you here, the need to hire at least one person here to help you. For those of you with an existing business, there's something here you don't see coming. Tell me about that Eight of Swords to the Three of Pentacles for existing business owners. One more shuffle here. Thank you. You have the Six of Pentacles, you have the Page of Swords, and you have the High Priestess. At the bottom of the deck, you have the Strength, the King of Wands, and the Three of Swords. Same message. So if you're starting a business this year, you're going to need help with it. Don't be too prideful. You're going to want to attend to all the details as an entrepreneur, as a new business owner. I think you're going to find yourself trapped very quickly. I would expect to need help, to collaborate. You might have to pay someone for their services, maybe like to incorporate your business or get you licenses. I just feel like there's the little details and things that you won't be able to tend to. And your focus primarily really should be on developing your business model, your products, and your services. And I think someone else needs to focus on more of the clerical editing, bookkeeping, that kind of stuff. Whether you're starting a business or you currently own one, like it's already established, I think you're going to have to hire someone here. And for most of you, it has something to do with accounting. I'm looking right at that book that the High Priestess is holding. Someone here is going to owe a lot of money in taxes. So that's probably a really, if you're an established business owner, I would, and you're nodding your head watching this, if you don't have an accountant, I would get, and you live in the United States, obviously we have tax season coming up in April, I would get an accountant as soon as you can to help work on your books before tax day arrives, which is April 15th. If you are a Virgo and you are employed by someone else, I do see here the possibility of you losing your job. I want to pull cards on that. I do think that you have another job opportunity, but there's a possibility here that your job may end quite abruptly. Why is that? My Virgo's employed by someone else. Your job's going to radically change this year, Virgo. If you work in a brick and mortar kind of place, like you have to go to a building, you might actually be changed and like work from home. Something drastic changes like that. So if you work from home, you may suddenly now be told that you have to go to an office. If you work in an office, it might suddenly change and now suddenly you're working from home. I'm going to pull cards for each of the groups because I do think I have a small group of you that you are losing your job, but quickly entering another one. And I think this is if this message is resonating for you, this is a job you've been wanting to leave for a while, but you've been resistant to leave it. For my Virgos who are currently employed by someone else, not self-employed, what do they need to know about possibly losing their job this year? One more shuffle here. Thank you. We have the Three of Cups, we have the Devil, and we have the Ten of Cups. Bottom of the deck, Page of Cups, Seven of Swords, and Four of Swords. You have someone currently at work that you cannot trust. And I think this is someone you go to lunch with. I think this might be someone that you're friends with personally. I think this person knows. I think they have knowledge, book knowledge. This person has knowledge that the company is cutting back this year. I think they're trying to extract information from you to put it in the boss's head. So you end up being laid off or fired. So if you have a job where there have been discussions about possibly downsizing the company, then I think you have a frenemy here at work who's trying to extract information from you to pass it on to the boss. So they're not the one that gets cut, but you are. That's a very specific message. So only take that if you know, yep, there's so-and-so at work and that's someone who would be capable of doing it. 3 cards of advice for my Virgos who are dealing with that situation. I think this is someone you hang out with. Like I said, go to lunch with, maybe get drinks with. This seems to be someone you are friendly with outside of work as well as inside of work. 3 cards of advice, 7 of Swords. Yeah, this is someone at the workplace you cannot trust. Hermit is you, and the World card. I do think this person's going to try to get you to lose your job in an effort to try to save theirs. So, again, if you're sharing too many personal details with this person, they're going to trickle it back to the boss to make you sound unsteady. Or let's say you work in the type of career field where your job, like, I'm trying to think of a good example. Because I know what they're showing me, but I don't know how to verbalize it. Okay, let's say that you work for a financial institution, okay? And they really prefer not to have their employees be bankrupt or be in a lot of credit card debt. There are financial institutions like that. If you get like behind on bills or your credit score drops or something like that changes, I would not tell this person. This is the type of person I would then tell the boss, oh, did you hear about Virgo? Yeah, they got, they dropped their credit score or they applied to get a loan to buy a new vehicle and they got denied. I don't think their credit's so good. I'm not sure our clients would like hearing that. There's something like that. So if you work like for a financial institution, I would just be mindful what you share, even if it's not a financial institution. I would be mindful of the personal details you share with any of your employees. If you work for a company where there are rumors of downsizing or them outsourcing work, or them maybe even possibly selling the company to another corporate entity, there's a feeling here of like, they're going to try to make you look bad or make you look irresponsible in an effort to keep their job. I knew I was getting something on that. So your advice is to say very little to this person. 4 of Pentacles, keep it all to yourself, to your chest. They do not need to know the issues you have or the issues you have had. I mean, it's interesting when I look at the seal card. I don't know. I just thought of court. So let's say I'm speaking to a Virgo and you have a past. Okay. I don't know. Maybe you served time. Maybe you, I don't know. Everyone has a past. I'm certainly not judging you for it. But if this person finds out about it, because you tell them, they might pass it on to the boss or the new company that's buying out your company, you know, to make it look like you're untrustworthy because of something that happened in your past. So I just feel like mum's the word here at work. If you work for a company that you think might be downsizing, outsourcing, or selling their company this year, I wouldn't tell anybody anything about your personal life. I just feel like it'll be used against you. Okay. That would be the only case scenario there that I see of you being fired or let go. And I think it would come as a shock to you in that tower moment. Now, I like that the tower moment was immediately followed by the star, which tells me you're going to land on your feet and find another job. But I do think it comes as a shock because you probably would expect that employee to get let go way before you would. So I think that's where the shock comes from. Okay, for my Virgos who own their own business, for my Virgos that own their own business, it's already established. What do they need to know here? One more shuffle. Thank you. We have the 3 of Pentacles, we have the 7 of Cups, and we have the Page of Swords. You might have to learn something new here. You might need to, like I said, either hire someone or learn some new technology. This is very much the energy of needing to work smarter, not harder. So it could include collaboration, the hiring of an employee, or learning some type of new technology that'll make your job easier and less confusing and less stressful for you. For my Virgos that are thinking of launching their own business or launching some type of creative endeavor, art, writing, anything like that, anything they need to know? Anything they need to know? One more shuffle here. Thank you. We have the 6 of Swords, we have the 5 of Cups, and we have the Page of Cups. Bottom of the deck, 5 of Pentacles, 10 of Cups, and 8 of Pentacles. Tell me about that 5 of Cups. So if you're moving forward, 6 of Swords being a card of movement, you're moving forward to launch your business. Tell me about that 5 of Cups. One more shuffle here. Thank you. Because I see you here, you're young. And I don't mean in terms of age. I mean in terms of like opening a business or trying to get a book published or, you know, a manuscript sold. There's something like that. I feel like you might fall prey to someone. Ace of Cups, the Hanged Man, and the 6 of Wands. Justice, the Lovers, Temperance, the 10 of Wands, the Tower. If you're looking to get into any kind of business contract this year, again, because you're selling your product, you're selling your services, you're looking to, I don't know, there's something here about you like needing to sign a contract. This could be like with a publisher. You know, I don't know what it is here that you're releasing into the world. But I would pause before signing anything. Why is that? Because you might be like, yes, like I'm just using book as an example, right? Let's say you author a book and you're like, yes, I got a publisher. Something here like pause when you receive that offer. Don't be so quick to move forward with it. Something with a new contract here in regards to launching your new business or, like I said, releasing your creative project into the world. Why is that? Why do they need to pause before accepting? This is like, don't accept the first offer. Like, let's say you're getting a business loan. Don't accept the first business loan. This is compare. So make sure you have multiple offers, not that you're just running head first. Thank you for clarifying that for me. Make sure you're not just running head first with the first one, because I think there's going to be some regret. 8 of Swords, yeah. Regret, the Devil. 10 of Cups. Yeah, you might feel like, oh, I could have got a better interest rate elsewhere, or I could have negotiated a better contract deal elsewhere. I could have made more money elsewhere. So I would not run towards the first opportunity here if you're launching a business, or like I said, releasing any type of creative work into the world, or you're looking for a publisher or anything like that. I would get a couple of different offers, because it's like the devil is in the details here. And I think you're either going to have to, it's like you're going to run for the first thing and then you're paying more interest than you should. You know what I mean? Or the portion of money they get versus the portion of money you get, it's like they're going to end up making more money than you with your own product or service or creative artwork or whatever it is here that you're releasing to the world. So when it comes to any type of those contracts, I would have someone else. Emperor, Nine of Swords, the Hermit. I would have someone else with a little bit more knowledge come in and try to give you clarity on it. Whether that is an accountant, an attorney, you know what I mean, an auditor, a trusted friend, but someone who's more like of a business advisor. I would have someone take a look at that for you, okay? I do want to look at this. So I feel like I've tapped into a group of you where you are deciding this year, you're making the judgment call. Some of you entering a new relationship, others of you doing something different here with your business. I do not like the Ten of Swords there. I have to be honest with you. Can you clarify that Ten of Swords? For love and romance, clarify that Ten of Swords for me. Thank you. For love and romance, Seven of Swords to the Six of Cups. Again, if it's this person that you've been dating for a long time, I don't think you're getting the commitment from them that you wanted. If it's a new person, I don't think you're going to be able to push commitment. This person will be very slow in that Knight of Pentacles energy to want long-term commitment. This person is really hard to pin down in terms of marriage, long-term stability. Tell me about that Ten of Swords in regards to career and finance. Tell me about that Ten of Swords in regards to career and finance. So yeah, if you're taking a leap of faith on a new person or a leap of faith to stay in this relationship, unfortunately, Virgo, I do not see them changing this year. I wish I had better news for you. One more shuffle here. Thank you. In regards to career and finance, the Moon, the Three of Wands, and the Five of Swords. Again, I keep hearing devils in the details. So at that current job where you think you have someone against you, be mindful of that, because this isn't the Moon card. This person's going to try to stop you from staying at the company or moving forward in the company because they're trying to save their own butt. You're going to feel very betrayed by this individual. You're currently in a business. Do not overwork yourself. You're going to get exhausted and want to give up on it. If you need to hire someone, hire someone. Otherwise, I feel like you're going to be like a chicken running around with its head cut off. My father used to say that. He grew up on a farm. But that's the feeling I get here. And if you're launching your own business and you're looking for, like, I don't know, contract work or business contracts, or you're hiring someone to do something for you, or you're trying to get some kind of loan, check the details, check the fine print, have someone else even look it over before you proceed forward. This person might come across as trustworthy, or maybe you even know them. Have someone else look it over just in case, okay? I don't want to see you get screwed over. You've been screwed over enough. So there's mending here in one connection in your life, friends or family member. It looks like you're striving for peace. You're looking for real deep love. I'm not saying this person doesn't care about you. I'm just saying they're hard to pin down. And that card changes. I understand that nothing can grow or evolve without movement. I'm not sure how much movement this year you're going to get from this person. I'm not deterring you from the relationship. I just want to tell you what is here for you. For my Virgos who are currently in a connection, I was going to say, what do they need to know about this person? We have the Ace of Wands. We have the Eight of Cups. And we have the Seven of Swords. I mean, Ten of Cups, I think you want it all with this person. I think this person leaves you confused. I think they're hard to pin down. I don't see that changing, my love. Again, not telling you not to stay in the relationship. I just don't think this person has the capacity to love you the way you deserve to be loved. How does this person feel about Virgo? One more shuffle here. Thank you. For those of you already in a relationship with this person. Seven of Pentacles, the Tower, and the Ace of Pentacles. Bottom of the deck, Five of Swords, Four of Pentacles, the Star, the World card. In terms of feelings, all I really have there is the Ace of Wands. Anything that pushes this person towards choosing just you or long-term commitment, you're going to have one argument after another. You're just not on the same page. Again, things can change. Energy is fluid, but I'm just letting you know what I see here, my dear. For my Virgos meeting someone new. For my Virgos meeting someone new. For my Virgos meeting someone new. One more shuffle here. Thank you. Meeting someone new. The Star. Excuse me. Eight of Swords. Four of Pentacles. Ace of Swords. Seven of Wands. Three of Pentacles. They could be an Aquarius. This person might have some financial issues. They might not disclose that to you. Tell me more about this person. One more shuffle. Thank you. Queen of Wands. Ten of Wands. The Moon. Bottom of the deck, the Empress. Nine of Swords, the Devil, the Sun card. I'm getting more like a financial issue with this person. Can I get 3 cards if this is financial? One more shuffle. Thank you. Again, I think the sexual chemistry is off the hook. High Priestess. If they're having financial issues, the Tower, they're going to keep it to themselves. King of Wands. Again, there's a lot of sexual passion between you and this person. It might be their financial issues that is keeping them from long-term commitment. It doesn't look like this person has a lot of money. For some of them, they're having like financial chaos this year, and that might deter them a little bit more from wanting long-term commitment, because it looks like their focus is going to be all about their money. Yeah, restabilizing their money. We've got the Seven of Swords there, Ace of Swords, Queen of Swords. I don't think they're going to tell you the truth, like if they have to file bankruptcy this year, because again, this is the energy of someone new. So I don't think they're going to tell you, hey, I'm in $30,000 credit card debt, or you know what I mean? Or I filed bankruptcy 5 years ago. I think this person wants to go out. I think they want to have fun. I don't think they're looking for long-term commitment. Hierophant to the Seven of Swords. And Seven of Swords to the Ace of Swords. I don't think they're going to tell you the truth about their financial issues. So just be mindful of any new people that you meet this year. I think that's all of your messages. Oh, you know what I did want to look at? Message in a bottle. I think the money bounces back. Like if you lose your job, God forbid, I think you find another one, no problem. I think provided you have someone looking over your contracts, I think whatever you're launching this year is going to be very successful. If you're currently a business owner, provided you hire someone to look at your books or help you with stuff, I don't think you're going to have an issue. But this message in a bottle, so finances, I can see like exploding for you in a good way, improving over the course of the year. Tell me about a message in a bottle if this has nothing to do with finances. One more shuffle. Thank you. I think you're going to hear from someone you haven't heard from in a long time. Knight of Wands, Temperance, and the High Priestess. You're going to hear from someone you haven't spoken to in a long time. Tell me more about this person. Maybe a Sagittarius, a Pisces, a Aries, Leo, or Sagittarius. Anything else about this person? One more shuffle. Thank you. Five of Cups. It's someone from the past. The Devil and the Queen of Swords. I think this is someone you cut out of your life. Friend, family member, or lover. Let's see if we can get you timing. When will Virgo hear from this person this year? Again, not every card in tarot is timing, but we'll see what we get for you. Timing for when Virgo will hear from this person from the past. One more shuffle. Thank you. Timing, the Magician. Either Gemini or Virgo season. I would expect to hear from this person. Seven of Wands, and I think you're a bit guarded, or you have guarding your heart from this person. Seven of wands there to the King of Cups. So I definitely don't think that this is someone that you trust, but I would expect to receive communication from them in either Gemini or Virgo season. And this could be them like messaging you a happy birthday in your season, you know, because the Magician is Mercury, right? It's communicate, and Mercury rules communication. So if you don't hear anything from this person in Gemini season, most likely for your birthday, then they'll probably use that excuse to contact you. All right, we'll close it out with some cards here from the Infinity Oracle deck, and then we will get you final advice. For Virgo, Sun, Moon, Rising, as well as Venus. Oh my God, we're almost at the 40-minute mark. I'm so sorry, Virgo. 3 cards here from the Oracle deck for Virgo for 2026. One more shuffle here. Thank you. You have new perspective. I think you need a new perspective when it comes to the past person, you know, whoever this is that's contacting you, but also that connection with that wishy-washy person, even if it's a new person. We have eternal love. Again, I think you're in love with love. I feel like I tapped into a group of you where you are like diehard romantics. And either you're madly in love with this person, or you'll be madly in love with the new person, or you're just one of those Virgos where you're in love with love. Abundance is near. I told you, financially, I think you're going to be fine. But you have karmic lesson and stuck. And I think that that's that Knight of Wands that kept showing up in your reading, either your current person or your new person. They might be a karmic lesson for you. Let's get 3 cards of advice here for Virgo. Final 3 cards of advice here for Virgo. Thank you. We have the Tower. We have the Strength card. And we have the 6 of Pentacles. Bottom of the deck, the Hierophant, the Knight of Pentacles, and the 9 of Swords to the 5 of Swords to the Page of Wands. I think you already have the new perspective on this person. And I think you'll have a sudden revelation when you meet the new person, for those of you meeting that new person. I think you automatically know that this person, if you keep them in your life, the current person, they're going to continue to breadcrumb you. You can hold on as much as you want, and you have that divine gift of free will. But I think consciously and subconsciously, I think you're looking for long-term commitment, and I think you know that it'll be hard to come by with this person. The same thing holds true for the new person. You might want to hold on to them because they're very attractive and they make you happy, but I think you know that this person can only, or you will know at the time that you're getting to know them, that they can only give you so much. In terms of work, be careful who you give information to. In that 6 of Pentacles, give very little. Like this person here appears to be untrustworthy. They're getting nothing. There are no coins falling from the person's hand here onto them. They're just, so be careful who you trust at work. And any legal contracts, make sure you have someone look them over. 3 more cards of advice. I did not do this for any other sign. 3 more cards of advice here. 1 more shuffle here. Thank you. The Lovers, the 10 of Swords, and the 3 of Pentacles. Be careful at work, because someone is going. I really feel someone's going to try to double cross you at work. If you own your own business or you're launching one, make sure you get help. Make sure you choose to have people review contracts so you don't shoot yourself in the foot, figuratively speaking. And when it comes to love, just be careful. Maybe this is more of a wait and see with that 3 of Pentacles. See what they invest. I wouldn't have very high expectations for this person, because I think it's just going to leave you brokenhearted at the end of the deal. That is what I have for you, Virgo. Those are your messages for 2026. More in-depth readings will appear for in the quarterly readings that I do, as well as the monthly readings that I do for members of the Time Travelers program. And if you're a member, I guess I will see you over there. And if you're not, there's information in the description box on how you can become one. If you liked any of these messages, they resonated with you, maybe just found them to be helpful, please be sure to click like, share, comment, and subscribe. Hype the video if you're able to do that. And until I read for you again, I am wishing you good luck. And as always, I'm sending you light, love, and peace.